What's going on, guys? Aarava here. Welcome back to my F1 2016 mod career mode on the 2014 game with the Haas Formula 1 team. As per usual, we're back with episode number 10 today for the German Grand Prix. Obviously, a few of you guys have been a little bit confused about why we're already like at episode number 10, and if you didn't kind of clock and realise, basically I'm speeding up the season because obviously the actual F1 2016 game is coming out in the 19th of August, and so to ensure that this series finishes before that date comes around, I've sped up this series a little bit, so hopefully I'm trying to aim for at least 2 episodes a week. Try my best. Obviously, I've got other series going on, but I'll try my best to get about 2 episodes a week. And hopefully, I think that should see us through to finish the season before the actual 2016 game comes out. So anyway, we're here round 10 at Germany. We're going to cut straight onto our qualifying now. You can see at the moment, I'm in last place. The first lap I did was pretty horrendous. Obviously, I haven't done Hockenheim in a while because obviously it wasn't in the actual 2015 game for the 2015 season for the cars. So I haven't done this track in a while, so it took me some time to get back into the swing of things. But by this second flying lap, we come through. It's right at the end of the session, so this will be our one and only last lap right at the end here, and we'll step it up into 3rd place. A very nice lap time there, and you know, for being kind of a bit of a new track compared to other ones that I've raced regularly in the past few months, pretty damn good, you gotta say. And Sebastian Vettel gets pole position at his home Grand Prix, so that's pretty fantastic for him. My teammate comes home in 11th place, so just showing there how much I've dragged the car up. That although he was only like 9 tenths, 8 tenths actually, 8 tenths and a half behind pole position. So the entire kind of top 10, even the entire grid really compact together, really close. So if you made a mistake, it really counted. You could see that with the 2 Mercedes a little bit lagging behind. I think both of them might have made a mistake on their laps because it's so close with this season mod at the moment. It just brings the whole field together, so you can't afford to make any sort of mistake. So anyway, 3rd place, really awesome job. Probably outperforming the car once again like we've done in the past few races, but that's a pretty good thing. It's going to be a 2-stop race today, 2 prime tyres after this option stint. Let's see how it goes. Let's go to the German Grand Prix. Right, so here we are on the grid for the German Grand Prix, right behind probably the home favourite here, Sebastian Vettel on pole position, but we go to 5 red lights for the 10th round of this season, and we are off. Plenty of wheel spin in first gear. Hamilton gets a good start on the right-hand side. Rosberg the same on the left. He's going to try and go around outside. Hamilton's already done me on the right-hand side as we've got Button there also overtaking me, and Rosberg off the track a little bit there. As we look behind us, there's 4 cars going wide there, including my teammate Grosjean coming out of nowhere. Grosjean, get in, mate. You haven't been performing too well, so pretty good to see him right up there. We've got a Sauber also right behind us, and Perez comes out of nowhere there on the right-hand side and gets us for 5th place. So a very hectic start to the Grand Prix. Hectic first few corners there. It all got very, very tight on that kind of back little straight on the first DRS zone here at the German Grand Prix, but we cut later on onto lap 2. Bit of a calmer situation right now. We've got a bit of a gap to a Button behind us, who's surprisingly still holding himself in 6th place. That's pretty good for him in the McLaren Honda this season, but we're right behind Sergio Perez in that pretty fast Force India in a straight line, so hopefully we can try and close up. We've got DRS obviously within 1 second, so let's try and get him on the first time of asking here. So we'll get a second bite of the cherry here. Bit of a weird way they've done it at Hockenheim, I feel, but anyway, we're going to get the second bite of the cherry, open the rear flap, get the speed, get the slipstream. Let's see if we can try and overtake one. Sergio Perez down to the hairpin. You're going to have to brake late and hard. We fake to the left, move to the right hand side, down the inside, hit the apex, and we're up into a 4th place. So pretty all good at the moment. First 3 laps going our way here at the German Grand Prix, minus the kind of start. So now the task is just to get away from Sergio Perez and see what we can do on this top 3. You can see in the mini-map there on the left that they are all very, very close together. Rosberg, Bottas, and Sebastian Vettel, who I think is in 1st place still. So we'll see how the pace goes in this Haas car. Obviously, I've said here at Hockenheim, we don't really know the true pace of the Haas car. I don't even know my own pace around Hockenheim. As you can see there, Perez getting very close to the mirrors there through the right-hander into the stadium section, trying his best to maybe spook me off the track there as he got so close through there. But as we cut onto lap 6, here just kind of getting to the groove for Hockenheim, getting a bit into a zone at this point. I was getting a little bit more comfortable with the car. Unfortunately, though, you can see in the bottom right, our DRS is actually offline, so that's a little bit unfortunate, although it doesn't matter too much because you can see in the top left, the gap is 5.7 to Rosberg after those 3 other laps. So at the moment, the pace is okay. We're keeping honest with Perez. He's a second behind us, but we're not exactly pulling away from him. So that's a little bit worrying. You know, it might look like we're maybe here to stay in 4th place, and we'll have to see how the prime tyres go and how other cars kind of go on the prime tyres. But for now, on these options, it doesn't look like we're actually gaining on Rosberg too much. 5.8 now, the gap. So you can see that we're not really gaining too much in that last sector, and Perez still got DRS on us. So at the moment, just keep on going until the pit stop phases, and that'll be around lap 9. And speaking of lap 9, we've cut onto it right now. You can see on the right-hand side, the tyres really worn, especially that left front left. Really getting towards that brick orange, brick red period. So I think it's probably about time to come in for the pit stops. And here's hoping that the prime tyres are a little bit better for us, because with that pace on the option tyres, really wasn't working out for us there at the beginning. I don't know if that's maybe just because of heavy fuel, so we'll see how it goes really. But if my driver's anything to go by, then generally I'm not really that great on prime tyres, but this is a completely different game and a different physics model, so we'll have to see how it goes. But we come into the pit stops now, go onto those yellow wall soft tyres for the prime tyre in this stint. So our strategy was prime to the end. We'll see about that. We'll see about that. We might, I might try a little bit of a gamble and try the options right at the end and see. But also after that first stint, that might not be advisable. But we'll see how it goes. It depends on this stint, really. We can see we've come out in 8th place at the moment. Rosberg also pit ahead of us, so he's in 7th. And Alonso there in 9th place at the moment, leading a bit of a train there on the minimap, you can see. Although his teammate Jenson Button was doing quite a good job there at the beginning of the Grand Prix. I think he was up in like 7th or something like that at least. So now we're coming on to lap 11 now, through across the line. And obviously people are in the pits now for their pit stop, so we're back up to 4th place. I don't think we're ever really expecting ourselves to lose any places there, although interestingly enough, behind us Bottas is now in 5th place, so Sergio Perez losing the place to the Williams there. So Perez not got the pace on his in-lap or out-lap to really do it enough to get ahead and stay ahead of Bottas there. But you can see the pace is pretty good in the prime tyres. Obviously a purple sector, not many laps have been churned on kind of full force yet in the Grand Prix, so you would expect that on the kind of newer set of tyres right now on lap 11. But the tyres are feeling well. You can see Rosberg is visually a lot closer to us. That's his car right there in the distance. You can just see going the right-hander. So he's visually a lot closer to us. So let's see what we can actually do here as Rosberg's chasing down the Williams. So that might bog him down a little bit with some dirty air from Massa there. And I actually made a mistake there at the beginning. That means Massa was in the top 3, not Bottas, as I said earlier. But anyway, we've got onto lap 20 now. You can see plenty of oversteer off that little right and left onto this back straight. But we're within DRS of Massa. Good pace for those 8 laps. I just cut them all out because nothing was really happening. I was just pushing as hard as I could, so I didn't want to really bore you with those kind of finer details of just doing laps to try and catch cars. But we're right behind Massa now on lap 20, well within DRS obviously, and hopefully we'll be getting up his gearbox. But it's going to come to pit stop time soon, so we have to think about this. As I mentioned before when we made our first pit stop, that I might consider going on to option tyres. I just don't know. I can't call it at the moment. We've got really good pace on the prime, so I have a feeling maybe the fuel was just bogging us down a little bit. Maybe if we go on options right now at the end, it could work out for us. But on lap 21, right behind Massa, he looks like he's going to the pits right now. We go right around the outside of him, and we're up into 3rd place. Obviously, he's slowing down to go into the pits, but I like to think that if he was continuing on, I would have made that move anyway around the outside and would have been pretty damn tasty. But that's just me. Anyway, we're through the first corner, and we're going to continue on. As you can clearly see, we're into 1st place, as everyone is making their pit stop right now for another set of prime tyres. But we have made the conscious decision, as you probably guessed by right about now, to go on the option tyres. We're going to go a little bit longer on these primes, see how much we can stretch them, and then go on to option tyres. And we stretch them a grand total of 2 laps. Not too many laps, but 2 laps is better than nothing. And now we come into the pits. You can see we set the option tyres on, and we're just going to put in faith that it was just the fuel at the beginning of the race that bogged us down, and not just the fact that I wasn't performing on the option tyres as well as I wanted to. So we're into the pits right now, and obviously let's hope for a good pit stop. We'll have a look on the mini-map and see where everyone is. It looks like our teammate in the yellow dot is a little bit further behind than the rest of the pack, so that's a little bit unfortunate. But we come out in 3rd place at the moment, Massa in 4th, Sebastian Vettel in 2nd place, but there is Massa, there he goes through. So we've not been able to jump Massa. I think it would have been pretty surprising if we did jump Massa with the kind of overcut, if you will. I don't even know if that's a term, but obviously we came 2 laps later, so I would have been surprised if he didn't have the pace to kind of undercut us there with some fresh prime tyres, even after we overtook him on the last corner previously. So now we've got DRS. We'll try and see what we can do straight away with these prime tyres. Looks like into the hairpin, we made a really good brake zone there as we really closed up to him, right up his gearbox. So let's see, we're getting the slipstream. Looks like we could be sizing up a move here in towards that Mercedes grandstand on the left-hand side. We're going to try a move down the inside. We kind of darted right a little bit, maybe just gave him something to think about in the mirrors, and we've made that move quite nicely and very fast up into 3rd place. I like it. Very nice and fast. No nonsense. Just make it straight away. Now, as we come to the stadium section, we can see It's 3.9 the gap is to Sebastian Vettel, who's been overtaken by Rosberg, because remember, Vettel was leading the race for pretty much most of it there. Previously on in the Grand Prix. So Sebastian Vettel lost the lead to Rosberg. The two Germans, though, 1-2. So that's going to be pretty damn amazing for the German fans here. But we can't until lap 28 now. And we're right behind Sebastian Vettel here within 1 second. I would say we would be within DRS. But as you can see on the bottom right clearly, our DRS is broken again. So it broke earlier. Got fixed because I made the move on Massa with DRS, and then it broke again. So, yeah, right about now I'm feeling like Hamilton, really, in the real 2016 season. Just everything's breaking in my car, it looks like at the moment. Our engine's also very worn on the setup menu. I got a few of you eagle-eye viewers saw last race. So, yeah, many things are going wrong in this Haas car at the moment. We're managing many problems, but at the moment we're holding it together like glue of this car, and we're dragging this car right up, right behind Sebastian Vettel, and I guess we're just going to have to try and make this move with some slipstream. We get a wonderful exit off turn 1 there, and we're in the slipstream of Vettel. We go down the inside. He goes very slowly. We hit the apex, and looks like we've got him. Looks like Sebastian has really just got no answer for that. I don't know what was going on there. I think maybe, I don't know, maybe he's got some tyre wear issues. Maybe the AI just a little bit slower through that corner, but he just really didn't put up much of a fight there, as much as I was expecting. But he does try and come back at us, obviously. We've got no DRS to defend. We would have got a second bite of the cherry there to get away from him if our DRS was working, but obviously it wasn't. So he tried his best to slipstream, but looks like he's got no answer for that. And obviously he's on the prime tyres. Obviously our tyres going to start wearing off, but hopefully the worn options are better than the worn prime tyres. On lap 34 though, unfortunately we couldn't do much to overtake Rosberg or catch up to Rosberg. He's going to win the German Grand Prix, his home Grand Prix. I'm going to come home in a German sandwich here in second place, and Sebastian Vettel will come home in third. But that's a pretty fantastic result for us today. Second place, you know, from third on the grid, that's not too bad. Yes, I maybe would have wanted to get that win. That would have been awesome, because also if you didn't realise already, Lewis Hamilton out of the points in this Grand Prix. I don't know if you saw there earlier in the Grand Prix, but he just disappeared from the kind of top 5 there. I think he might have had an issue and crashed and we didn't see it, but you know, he had to make an extra pit stop or something like that, because he ended up 54 seconds behind the leader in 11th place. So no points for Hamilton. That really helps us in the championship here, as we're now second still, but we're crucially only 8 points behind Hamilton. So a huge deal here and a huge result in the German Grand Prix, but you can see why maybe if we got the win, it would have been even better, because we would have got, what's that, 7 more points, so we literally would have been 1 point behind Hamilton at this point if we did win that race. But, you know, Rosberg just had too much pace there right at the end, and I was too far back from where I started on the first stint. But in the Constructors as well, we can see we're solidifying that second place there ahead of Ferrari, which is a good job there. So, guys, if you have enjoyed this episode, smash that like button, let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you're around here, do subscribe for weekly Formula 1 content. I've been aarava, I'm Josh today, and I will see you guys next time.